And I'm back. Part 11, 500, I don't know, episode 345. Whatever this may be.
Complete fiasco.
And it would have been far worse had Spider-Man not arrived when he did.
Oh, no credit to me, huh,
No
Doc?
kidding. Caretaker would have been pissed if Venom had actually.
Gotta talk to Tony here.
Hey, for what it's worth, I think you did okay out there. You got some decent hang time, even given you were wearing, 70, 80 pounds of chainmail? On the Stark scale of reckless yet daring heroics, I give it a solid 6 out of 10.
Okay,
Don't worry, you'll get there. With a little help.
that's fair. Get where? Think you could have done better?
It is doubtful you could have done better. If you could, you would not have raised me from the dead.
Oh.
Whoa, don't go all rabid zombie demon on me. It was just a little constructive criticism. You did a commendable job, considering you were, reborn yesterday. I couldn't help but overhear Auntie Caretaker over there telling you to get some rest. It sounds like a good idea to me. I suppose I could keep you company on the way, seeing as our rooms are in the same direction and all. Besides, no one should be forced to walk the hallways around here alone.
Ah, is Tony scared? Place must be haunted.
So, here we are. The old room, huh? It's not bad. Functional. Solid construction. Almost cozy. Love the antique furnishings from the early Mephisto collection. Full transparency, Hunter, there's another reason I asked to join you here, other than my abject terror of this entire facility.
Okay, what is it?
Stopped here before, while you were out. Wanted to surprise you with a nice little housewarming present. Was all set to write you a lovely welcome note, but I'm fairly certain that wasn't red ink in your quill.
What?
I assure you, there is nothing to fear here.
Well, it's easy to say not to be scared of things that go bump in the night when you are a thing that goes bump in the night. I don't even watch horror movies, and now I'm living in one.
Horror movies?
Oh, you'll love them.
Yeah.
Imagine a painting come to life. Moving, talking, telling a story, one that just happens to be pulled from your very worst nightmare. Or just stop by my room. Fairly certain there's one hanging there already. Well, I suppose I should leave before whatever monstrosity that is most definitely hiding under your bed jumps out, rips my face off, and then proceeds to feast on my soul. I'll leave you to it.
May your sleep be filled with pleasant dreams, Tony.
Right back at you. Oh, and if you hear the shrieking of a grown man, please ignore it. It's just me, walking to my room.
Of course it is, Tony. Here's the gift.
Hi, I'm Tony Stark.
Ah,
If
super
you're hearing this
link.
message, you already know that.
Connection to the rest of your team.
I solve the world's
Social
problems
network for our
with
superheroes.
technological
Check
means,
the link.
like the
Frequent
one
link
you're
for
holding.
updates.
I call it the Spark, a
Yeah.
secure information
Spark.
and communication device built only for superheroes. It does all the usual: private messages, pictures, and calls for some reason.
First
But it also
post.
comes with access to Superlink, a private social network exclusively for your cape-wearing, world-saving compatriots. You might ask, Tony, aren't you just repurposing a failed product from your communications division? If you do, I'll revoke access and let everyone else know you're a jerk. I call it the Wonder Man rule.
Ah, yes. Wonder Man is an asshole, basically. Here's the reference. What do you mean we haven't seen the link for months? Yeah. First post for hunters. Oh, I mean, you can't keep doing that. Well, yes, I can. He means you will throw your spark. And first we want to leave. Now we have her. Then we leave her to die. Some heroes, yeah. Sorcerer, Supreme Sorcerer. Just skimming this and reading it some. Yeah, basically there's a lot of tension between Strange, Tony. If you know what that is, and you know there should be something here. Oh, look.
We were all so happy then.
Of course you were. Journal. 1703.
My old journal. Maybe it is time I start writing in it again. There was never enough room for my armor in this thing.
Full disclosure, I don't really like any of these. I guess we'll go with that. Something else I will need more of is more gloss. There's plenty of ways to get it, but also probably going to be my bridge to modding.
They're everywhere! We must fall back! To where?
The book! Is she reading from the book? Then we advance.
No! Hold the line! I can stop her! Only I can stop her!
Child.
I want one.
Charlie!
A demon dog.
I know. I missed you.
Maybe
too.
3 even.
Let her enjoy the moment. She's been visiting your door every morning for the past 300 years.
Oh, it must have been so hard on her.
Not just her. I suppose that's why I might have been a little curt before.
A little?
You already made the ultimate sacrifice once. Maybe I'm in no rush to see you do it again.
We do not choose our destiny.
But we can choose to duck.
First lesson you ever taught me.
And still the most important. Especially now that you have all these eyes on you.
I have noticed.
To these people, you are a being of myth and
Ah,
legend.
yes.
A grand hero of old. And they're right. You are a hero.
Of myth.
But I also know the battle that rages within your soul. It's not enough that you are a hero. You need to decide what type of hero you will be. I am sure there will be plenty of opportunity for that in the days to come. For now, I would head to the forge. Our new guests are eager to show you something. This was a lot easier when it was just you and I beheading the Dark Legion as we traipsed through the woods.
Don't forget about Agatha.
I never could. Charlie was restless all night. I should have known something was wrong.
I will see
We'll
if
go
I can
pet the
find you a
dog.
treat later.
We'll talk more later, but for now, Stark has requested your presence in the forge. Of
course he has.
Another present for you.
And here's the map. This shows you where people are.
Sanctum is airborne.
You can talk to them. This area, I don't know if it will this time, but there's also like little rewards around the Abbey. Collectible stuff. This starts to lag me when I come out here later. I don't know why. It didn't then. But sometimes it lags me, so I'll sometimes cut through here. And I won't get the lag for some reason. It's a little weird, but still. I'm gonna pick up this collectible there. They're not all over the whole area. But I'm not gonna read every collectible, every journal. I will be looking for them though. It gives you more rewards. So why not? Sit down here.
Now,
Think you can tell your friend inside there to turn it up a few hundred Kelvin?
I could. However, it might shatter the containment spell preventing him from incinerating this facility.
I think we're good. And just in time.
The forge has certainly changed.
Right. Caretaker said this all happened after your siesta. What spooky castle would be complete without its own Babylonian demon-powered furnace?
Sumerian
I mean-
fire demon. His name.
Sumerian.
Oh,
Okay.
now it all makes sense. Well, once you get past the esoteric terror of the situation, I've found this thing actually has some uses. Molecular bonding, breaking down evil gamma serums, fashion accessorizing.
Yes, speaking of,
Oh, right. It's ready.
your armor seemed to offer minimal protection against the venom creature.
I noticed.
Yeah, I thought you could use an upgrade.
Well hammered, well fired. Caretaker did
Fair
not
enough.
mention that you two were such skilled smithies.
Yep. I am Iron Smithy.
Perhaps you should just...
Kind of is. He did make his own armor originally. Like, from scratch. Thanks, I hate it.
Still think I could have used a cloak.
No. Don't need capes. Talk to Tony Stark.
Stylish, damn near indestructible, and we even got the size right. Not bad for our first collaboration.
I still...
I hate to admit it, but somehow this ancient forge puts any arc reactor I've got to shame. Who would have thought mystically bound demon power would be so damn energy efficient? Or carbon neutral? Certainly got that new suit of yours done a lot faster than I expected. Speaking of, what's the verdict, boss?
Well, thanks. Appreciate the effort. Probably a little too soon to tell, don't you think? There's a demon in the forge. Thanks anyway.
I will reserve judgment until I try it in combat.
Correct.
There's a 99.9% chance you'll be fine. Or it'll bust at the seams and fall off mid-battle. Word of advice, don't go commando. Either way, you're now the most
Right.
advanced hybrid of tech and magic on Earth.
Don't think he
since
understands what that
Doom
means.
himself. But tools are just one part of the equation. You gotta know how to use them too. You were out, what, 300 years before we woke you from your eternal rest? I'm betting you have questions, so ask away, Hunter.
Yeah, roughly 300 years, yeah. A little over. I think this game is still set in like 2021 or 2022-ish, technically speaking. What's so special about this
I
fucking
take
suit?
it this new version is a technological marvel?
Impact-resistant carbon composites, some patent-pending alloy mesh, and a few touches from Dr. Spooky over there. And hey, the built-in communicator means we can talk to each other without sending a raven.
Oh, I didn't like that suit. Yeah.
I may be a few hundred years behind, but I know that tone.
Oh, you are a sharp one. But no, I'm insulting the situation.
Okay. Tony's just basically an asshole. Most of the Avengers kind of are, honestly. Well, I mean, yeah. He's gonna get full of himself sometimes.
Is all this magic a threat to your new technology?
I mean that in general.
Might surprise some people to hear this, but I do like some things with rules. Isotope decay, magnetic fields, and gamma oscillation make a lot more sense to me than Eye of Newt, bat wings, and a sprinkle of sunshine. At least they did before everything changed.
Alright. Changed because of me and my mother?
I cannot help but feel partially responsible.
Well, I wouldn't take it personally. We were detecting changes in both magic and science months before you woke up. But yeah, things have definitely hit high gear since then.
You see anything strange around the Abbey?
Seen anything strange around here?
Doctor Strange?
Other than my roommate? Boom! Roasted! But on a more serious note, this place is legitimately haunted. Mirrors look back at you. My room rearranges itself. And worst of all, magic cats.
That's your, a black cat?
Was it suspiciously elusive, even for a cat?
Actually, yes. Thought I was going crazy there for a second, but clearly I'm still firing on all cylinders. It just poofed in next to me out in the yard. Small, black, furry.
Uh-huh.
Cute little thing. Probably some kind of shape-shifting monster knowing this place.
What exactly is this room again?
What sort of things are you doing in here?
Oh, that's right. You were out a while. Basically, we've got a gigantic demon
It's
inside the
sarcasm.
magic box here that provides near limitless power for whatever we might need. Sounds insane, but sometimes it's easier to just go with it.
I mean, just against Venom, it's a little dangerous.
Okay. So, why not magically create a way through that symbiote shield?
Have you ever known it to work that way? We can't just wish upon a star here. We need to know what we're making first and put together the right components. Otherwise, I'd have already whipped up Strange a new personality.
What is your story, Tony?
You must have an interesting origin story of your own.
Well, just your typical American boy. Pops was a founding member of the military-industrial complex. Mom, a famous socialite. Tragedy struck when I lost them both in a car crash, which turned out to be a hit from a rival corporation. I spent my early teens at MIT, trying to clear my head, and was all set to follow in Dad's footsteps as a war profiteer. Then one day, fortune shined on me, in the form of some errant shrapnel that lodged itself just above my heart. So I did what anybody in that situation would do. I built a supersuit and started fighting crime.
That makes sense. I'm gonna go with that, yeah.
You sound pretty pleased with yourself.
Now you're starting to sound a little like Pepper. And Jennifer. Of course, they both think I'm full of something else.
Yeah. Shit. That's all for
Thanks
now.
for catching me up on things.
Anytime. Oh, and speaking of things, remember that creepy gamma goop you found from that hopped-up Hydra soldier? Well, I gave it a peek, and it explains a lot. If you have a minute, meet me at the anvil over there, and I'll walk you through it. I promise it'll be worth your time.
Yeah. This episode's mainly going to be doing this kind of stuff.
Now, I doubt advanced gamma thermodynamics was a hot topic at ye old demon hunting school, so I'm just gonna give you the condensed version.
I appreciate that.
Closest I've ever seen to this substance is pumping through Bruce's veins. Part gamma accelerant, part unknown element. Calling it coil for now, given its unique atomic structure. Man, I love acronyms. This stuff is more volatile than Nick Fury on a Monday morning. But Hydra doesn't seem to mind.
They're using it to get stronger.
Exactly. A few drops would make your average salamander look like Fin Fang Foom. Thankfully, with a little help from Dr. Spooky and our haunted oven over here, I think two can play at this game.
You are not suggesting we start injecting ourselves with it?
No, nothing like that. Though I can see some future applications for my energy drink line. I was thinking we apply this stuff towards upgrading our equipment.
Your energy drink.
I like where this is going.
Just give me a little time here and I can whip up some pretty fun toys. How about we give Hydra a taste of their own gamma-powered medicine for a change? Hey, Hunter.
Yeah. Tony Stark can use the coil, hero combat to create hero abilities. So basically, I'm getting my cards.
This never gets old.
Real new
Got some
abilities.
upgrades for you, hot off the press. Or forge.
One ability? Oh, I'm gonna go with
Big
it.
Tony's Forge of Mystery, we never
I'm
close.
gonna go with mine, aren't I?
Hunter, when you have a minute, come meet me in the yard.
Of course, everybody wants to talk to me. This.
Hunter, your new attire suits you quite well.
Thank you.
But how are you holding up on the inside? I know it's easy to look upon me and simply see the universe's utmost authority on all things mystical and macabre, Hunter.
No.
However, in addition to being Earth's Sorcerer Supreme, I am also your doctor.
You mean a physician of the medical arts? You jest.
I assure you, Hunter, I do not jest. They don't call me Mr. Strange, now do they? Except for Tony.
Well, Tony's supposed to be the
Your
asshole.
awakening ritual was admittedly a touch more chaotic than I had originally intended, and, well, after your violent encounter with Venom, my oath to Hippocrates compels me to check in with you. Simply put, how do you feel?
Please are relevant. I have a job to do. Like I woke up amongst out of the grave.
Physically, I am fine. However, I do feel some...
Grogginess, a tinge of nausea, sense of memory loss upon time of passing, watery or itchy eyes, common side effects when one is pulled back into the light. Believe me, I know. If any other symptoms arise, you can always tell me. particularly if you develop a craving for brains. I have a cream for that. In any event, I, for one, do not know if I will ever feel 100% again after the events of yesterday. I still can't believe what transpired. The sanctum, all that knowledge, Wanda, lost. Swallowed whole by the black mouth of that foul venom creature. With all my resources, all my gifts, I should have seen this outcome spelled out in the sacred geometry of this universe years ago. But I miscalculated.
Naturally. No, you let your guard down. It's never really good at math either. Let's go with that one.
I would rather stand down a horde of rampaging Lilin than face one of Agatha's mathematics puzzles. Sacred or not, geometry be damned.
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't my least favorite requirement in pre-med. Still, if only I had studied harder, I would have reached some deeper understanding that could have altered this outcome.
I doubt it.
We will alter this outcome, Doctor.
On that, we most certainly agree, Hunter. It's not just the Sanctum Sanctorum that was lost yesterday, it was my protege, Wanda. She is my charge, my responsibility, and I failed her.
Of course you did. You left her behind like a jackass.
Determined not to let that happen with you, Hunter, which is why
Of course
I'm
you
here
were.
to answer any questions you may have. Perhaps my wisdom may benefit you more than it has me thus far.
Of course. Who exactly is Venom?
That creature on the roof. You have run into it before.
Unfortunately, yes. In the simplest of terms, Venom is an alien species living in symbiosis with a human known as Eddie Brock. He's something of a fixture in New York these days, but typically his hijinks are confined to harassing Spider-Man.
Naturally. And if you're wondering what Lilith means, it's literally like the species that Lilith has made, like demons. Lilith. Lilith seems to have found other uses for him. And Eddie is a willing participant. Maybe Spider-Man can tell us how to deal with it.
It sounds like Spider-Man is Venom's nemesis. Maybe he has some insight.
Yeah, maybe.
Of course. I have no doubt Spider-Man will prove to be an invaluable asset in the ongoing fight against both Venom and Lilith.
But the Sanctum Wards of Protection.
Tell me about your Sanctum's wards of protection. I have never heard of a protection spell that powerful.
In your time, I'm sure you've encountered a variety of minor wards and protective spells. The Sanctum Sanctorum was shielded by one such incantation, but greatly amplified by the convergence of ley lines.
New York, you said the words had never been spoken before. Again. Just mean we retake this and restore the wards.
Will the wards ever provide the same protection that they had?
It may be possible to undo the damage, but now that a weakness has been exposed, I'll have to rethink my approach entirely. Tony did offer a military-grade laser protection grid, should I be so inclined to go that route.
I'd like to know more about Wanda.
How did Wanda come into your care?
Wanda's story is quite tragic, and perhaps not mine to tell. There was an accident on the Abbey grounds not long ago, involving Agatha.
Oh, what exactly happened? Nobody knows. Of course, Agatha. Wanda has been staying with you. Sanctum is Wanda really as powerful as they say.
That kind of power sounds like it could be dangerous.
No shit.
We don't truly know the extent of Wanda's power, and in that respect, you two are very similar. Were she here now, I think you would have found her to be a kindred spirit.
Okay, I gotta go now.
Let us talk later.
Visit whenever you like.
You talk too
It's
much, Mr.
not often I
Strange.
get to converse with a true legend.
Converse with the true legend. Yes, of course, naturally.
Ah, I see.
So some like lab equipment and stuff, a dagger there. There's Strange's cape.
That is something.
Yeah. It talks to itself, or talks to him.
Intriguing.
We can expect all this stuff to get some arcane knowledge, which is going to be useful for later, I believe.
Interesting.
Orb of Agamotto. Not the Eye of Agamotto. Orb of Agamotto. Uh-huh.
Ah, Hunter.
Tony's armor. Seems to follow you. Alright. Tarot card. I'm not gonna read all that. There's a lot of reading. Moon.
Fascinating.
Letter table. Bunch of witchcraft stuff, but they did say this was Salem, Massachusetts. Is that really bad? And I don't care. Massachusetts. It's always good to mock yourself when you say some shit wrong. So, Blade.
Welcome to the yard. At least that's what we're calling it these days.
Right.
Caretaker put me in charge of your training.
Of course.
Too bad she didn't listen to me yesterday. Now that we know what we're up against, I think we can all use the practice. Any questions?
Yeah, what's 10 times 10?
I did, but they are about you.
Right when it's time to train? From all Sarah told us about you, she never described you as lazy.
I love being lazy. Yeah.
Everyone loves you when you are dead. Tell me, does that mean you are half-loved?
Oh.
She didn't describe you as a snarky jackass, but here we are. All right, Tony Stark Jr.
Okay.
Ask your questions.
I think they start being nicer to people, but still. About you.
Can I ask about you?
I guess.
Tell me about your name.
Is your name really Blade?
Is your name really the Hunter?
Yes.
Oh, really? Your mom, before she became the mother of demons, looked into your cradle and decided to name her firstborn child the Hunter.
That is how I understand it.
It takes all kinds.
So,
I mean,
is your name really Blade?
No,
it's Eric Brooks.
What is it?
it's private.
Is it embarrassing?
No, the Hunter, but I only share it with friends.
You do not consider me a friend?
Not yet. Don't take it personally.
Yeah, they've been calling him Mr. Brooks. I think it was strange to call him Mr. Brooks. And now here we are asking what his name is. It's just call him Mr. Brooks, it's like Mr. Rogers. Have you always been a half vampire?
How did you become a Dampier?
You say that like I had a choice. I was born this way.
Okay,
How
Lady
is that
Gaga.
possible?
A vampire bit my mother. Problem was, I was still in the womb. I'm lucky I was even born. Don't know if that's how it always is, but that's the way it went down for me.
Naturally. How old are you?
How long have you been around?
I don't exactly know. I think of myself as mid-20s maybe. I lost a lot of time. Much of the last century was a blur. I have occasional memories, almost like coming up for air before being yanked back down into the depths.
What happened?
I killed a lot of vampires. I hadn't lost my mind exactly, but I got into a rhythm and never stopped. Never had a reason to stop. Not until I met Caretaker.
And then?
She gave me a reason to stop.
I want to watch the Blade movies again. How did you get here?
What brought you to the Abbey?
Caretaker.
Not really asking.
About 2
but
years
okay.
ago, she brought me back to the real world. Gave me a place to stay until I came back to myself.
Did she ever say why?
Is this even the real world?
She said she thought I'd be able to kill more vampires if I was acting on more than just instinct. But I know it was more than that. She gave me safe haven here at the Abbey.
This is
Something
the
I'd never
pocket dimension?
Must have read half the books in the library by the time I headed out. So when she reached out and asked me to be part of this weird little club, of course I showed up.
Of course you did. About the Midnight Suns.
Tell me about the Midnight Suns.
Shouldn't it be sons? Like
All
sons,
right.
daughters of the sun of the midnight? Speak alone, or why join a team?
Why did you join? Vampire hunting is a solitary affair.
Guess I never found the right team.
Is that all?
No, but that's all I'll share for now. You really want to know? Put in the work.
Of course, naturally.
If I trust you, I'll have more to say.
Of course. I want to know more about your teammates.
What can you tell me about the others?
Nothing. Ask them yourself.
Okay, Esso.
I'm not asking you to break anyone's confidence.
Fine. Which one?
If this works. Let's talk about Nico, shall we?
Tell me about Nico.
She's the youngest, but she acts like she's in charge.
Why let her act like that?
She's usually right, and she keeps us on track. I didn't think we'd get along, but we wouldn't be the Midnight Suns without her.
What makes you say that?
She has a lot of heart, and that's why we let her. Anyone else?
Yes, tell me about Robbie.
What about Robbie?
He's exactly what he seems. Well, sort of.
Spirit of Vengeance.
He's open with people, easygoing. Sometimes that comes across as dopey, but don't get the wrong impression. He's quick to make friends, and once he does, he's your friend for life. So don't let him down, or I'll hold it against you.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Yeah, tell me about Liana, Rasputin, aka Magic.
What do you know about magic?
Keeps to herself.
That is it?
Pretty much.
She's a private person. Until she lets you in, that's all you need to know.
When does she let people in?
At her own pace. Respect that, and it'll happen faster than you think. Anybody else?
What about Caretaker? Which I should know Caretaker because I'm the hunter, and she keeps saying that we know each other, so why would I be asking about her?
Tell me what you think of Sarah.
Oh, what do you
Well,
think
there are a few
of Sarah
people I
about it?
tolerate, even less who I like. Sarah, I respect. She sees the big picture, and we're a part of it.
That's fair.
I'd follow her to hell if I had to. And from what I understand, we may have to.
Indeed.
I am surprised she commands such respect.
I'm surprised that you're surprised. You know what she's like more than any of us.
I do.
Anybody else?
That's it.
Nobody else.
Sure.
What do you think about the Midnight
Do you
Suns?
have any thoughts on the team as a whole?
I think we're the only ones aware of the danger Lilith poses to this world. And I think we're pretty green. But enough training will get us through it. Speaking of training, we doing this, or are we gonna keep wasting daylight?
Fair enough. We could train.
I'm ready to train.
Finally.
Sure. You talk to me again? Didn't I just talk to you?
What's up?
Thanks, Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems to be a bug. That's fantastic. So, upgrade abilities?
No pain, no gain.
It is have a nutbag, like I thought.
See you
We'll
around.
take it.
Hunter.
It's just I see that Carol wants to talk to me.
Heads up, Hunter. Like the way you move out there, Hunter. Guess Dr.
Good.
Strange picked the right supernatural demon hunter to resurrect.
Possibly.
I'm Carol. Carol Danvers, but you can call me Captain Marvel. Kidding. Carol's fine. Just thought I'd throw a bone to the Avengers PR team. Not gonna lie, going a few rounds in Vampire Guy's Magic Thunderdome sounds like fun, but we've got bigger fish to fry. Well, not so much fish as that ginormous invulnerable sewer monster that swallowed the Sanctum.
Right. The ginormous sewer monster named Venom, I suppose, is what you're talking about. Just be way inside, just give me another shot at that thing. Anyone take anything seriously?
Every lock has its key.
True.
I think it would be
only
nice.
The man-eating alien demon monster hadn't eaten ours. But that got me thinking. Strange, Caretaker, and the rest of the funky bunch can try and magic their way through that shield all they want. If my time as a pilot taught me one thing, it's that sometimes you've got to find a workaround. As in Hydra, they've got to know the way inside. Steve's always said they aren't much for talking, but then again, I'm told I can be rather persuasive when I need to be.
Fair enough. How persuasive?
Just how far are you willing to go, Captain?
Let's just say that I'm willing to unleash the power of a quantum singularity white hole on them if need be.
It's a lot of power.
Quantum... what?
A sun.
You'll see. Find me in the war room when you're finished here. There's a few things we should discuss. Oh, and Hunter? Welcome back from the dead.
Sure. So now I gotta go back inside and talk to you at the war room.
Nothing is certain these days, but these readings are too distinct to ignore. The gamma signature is...
Sorry, Bruce, we lost you. Did you say Gamma?
Yes,
Hang on a second.
Ow.
The gamma signature is completely inverted. The daughter nuclei are being reabsorbed into the parent nuclei, which is impossible.
If the gamma signature from the Sanctum is really that unique, Bruce, then couldn't we just...
Sorry, still working out a few gremlins in the system.
Try sunlight, and whatever you do, avoid water.
Wait, you're being serious?
That was a reference to the movie Gremlins, actually.
We should be able to track this new gamma signature to its source then.
Quite honestly.
I'd do it myself, but we seem to be having a little IT trouble today.
Please. Old Central here is ready to grind through that data like chum.
What exactly is a central?
CENTRAL. Cognitive encryption, net transmogrification. We'll figure it out later.
Sending coordinates now. Hope your gremlins enjoy gamma spectroscopy.
Did they get through, did he?
Well, he's been a little moody lately, ever since, you know, the problem with the big old green guy.
I heard that.
Banner can't turn into the Hulk? Not sure if we should be frightened or relieved.
That makes two of us.
Oh, hey. Come on. Happens to everyone. Well, okay, not everyone.
Yeah, none of
Nice
Richard's in a
work,
big green monster.
I know that place. Creepy abandoned warehouse in the bad guy part of town.
My favorite kind. Anybody up for paying it a visit?
Definitely.
Aw, see that? Teamwork goosebumps.
Of course.
Find
Teamwork.
me when you're ready.
So let me go in solo, and I'll destroy everything.
Multi-million-dollar piece of experimental technology, and she kicks it.
Alright. Well, this episode, or whatever, it's been pretty much just running on here, talking to everything and everybody. And I don't think there's much to explore out here right now. I think much. This is part of the open world area, which is kind of neat. Not much to do, I don't think. I don't think it's going to let me do much. At least they didn't give you stamina. There is...
Curious.
these things I can interact
What
with,
is
at
this?
least.
Curious. That is something.
Yeah, he doesn't say much about them. He's just curious. That is something. Grab some stuff. And inspect it. Gotcha. I'll just take a quick look around. Don't worry. The mission will be in the next part. So if you're just waiting to the mission, just subscribe, leave a like, hit the bell, all that good shit. Comment, tell me how shitty the video is, and or dislike it if it's shitty. You know, keep your fucking comments to yourself if you like something. With them apples. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This episode.
I usually deal with.
I'll be back with the mission, the next part, and hopefully at 1080p.